Welcome back to Let's V Designs. In today's video, we're going to be learning how to draft a very simple body measurement, and this is quite beginner friendly. It's very easy to understand. This is where you will learn how to draft your patterns for taking your body measurements easily and quickly. Okay, so if this is what you're interested to learn, please stay tuned and watch to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not yet subscribed. Stay tuned. So to do this, I have my paper and I'm going to be marking using the basic 3 to 5 measurement for my neck measurement. That's I'm using a neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 5 inches. So this is the neck depth, while this other connecting dot is the neck width. I hope this is clear. Now I'll be actually using my curve, my armhole curve, to get this curve right, but this does not stop you from using a freehand curve or any other curve stuff that you want to use. Okay, so but for a perfect curve, I'll be using this armhole curve. Now next, I'll be going ahead to measure my shoulder slant, and this is from this end to my shoulder. So my shoulder measurement is 15. So at 7.5, I'll be marking, because 15 divided by 2 will give me what? 7.5. Okay, so at that point where I have 7.5, I came down by 1 inch. Don't forget that this paper is on one fold. It's folded into two. Okay, this is how you're going to fold your fabric when you're marking or taking your measurement. Okay, I hope this is clear. I'll go ahead and then measure out my armhole, and I'm using an armhole of 8 inches. Okay, and then pay keen attention to how to measure this particular armhole. Okay, and then how to get the curve right for the front part of your dress or top or blouse or shirt, whatever. But for the front part, just pay keen attention to what I'm going to be explaining here. Okay, so I just connected to 8 inches and then I extended this line backward. Okay, and then I will still be extending it to my bust area, but let's get there one after the other. Okay, now at this point I came down. You can get 5 inches, okay, from the top to the end. Mark 5 inches and then come in by ½ inch, just like the way I marked it now. I hope this is clear. And then I'll be placing my armhole curve from this top to the bottom, ensuring that the curve is sitting well on the already marked line. Okay, and then I'm going to be using this curve as perfectly as possible to connect that ½ inch to the lower part of this, just as seen. Okay, and then I have ½ inch towards that's ½ inch inward. Okay, so this will avoid help you to manage any form of fold or gaping at around the armhole area. Okay, for a perfect outcome. Okay, so you go ahead to mark your chest area. I'm going ahead to take my bust measurement. Okay, and my bust measurement is 9.5. I'll be taking an allowance of either 1.5 or 2 inches. Some people do 1.5, some people do 2, but I'm going to be marking at 2 inches. So 9.5 plus 2 inches is around 11.5 inches. Okay, so at 11.5 inches I marked, and then I'll be extending this line again, this particular line. Okay, so that it will meet that 11.5 inches. I hope this is very clear. I'm just trying to tag what I've already marked. Okay, so I'll go ahead now. If you want to mark your bust line, you can go ahead and mark your bust line. Then I'll be marking from my shoulder to my half length. Okay, to my waist measurement, to my waist, and I am marked at 16 inches. Okay, so you have to measure out where your own is. Okay, I already have a video in this channel on how to take basic body measurement. Please kindly check it out. So I marked at 16 inches, and then I will also be marking the circumference around my waist, around my waist. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now I have 8 inches for my uh measurement, and then I added extra 2 inches, that's 10 inches. Don't forget I have 11 and a half inches at this bust area, and then I also have 9.5 for the men measurement. So I'll be marking the two of them, the 9.5 and the 11.5, and then at this waist area I'll be marking the 8 and the 10 inches. This is just to show you the difference between the men measurement and the allowance added measurement. Okay, so I'm going now to measure from my waistline. I'm going to add 9 inches to get to where my hip will be. Okay, now this measurements actually varies. Some people use 8, some people use 7. Okay, just find out from your waist to your hip how much inches you have. Okay, so I have 9 inches. I'm marking at 25. I'll be coming down here at that 25 inches. Don't forget that I took this measurement from my shoulder measurement. Okay, and then I came down. Now I will be taking my measurement around my hip. My hip is 10.5 inches, then plus the 2 inches allowance, that's 12.5 inches. Okay, so I marked at 10.5 and then I marked at 12.5. Okay, so you can see that. Just take note that I marked the two measurements for all the lines that I have already drawn horizontally here, and I'm going to be connecting the dots as clearly as possible. Okay, now stay with me as I connect it. I'm connecting from the bust area down to the waistline. Okay, and then I'm also connecting the allowance added measurement. Okay, and then I also used my curved rule for the hip area. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now if you actually sewing a gown, okay, you know that you don't have to stop at 25 inches. You can just mark 25 inches, but you will continue down to the end of the length of your dress. Okay, if it's a gown, and if it's a shirt, you continue to the end, to the length of your shirt. I hope this is clear. Okay, but you can see how easy it is to connect and to draft the basic body measurement. And this is so simple. You cannot tell me this is not simple. This is the basic body measurement. For anybody that wants to start sewing, you need to learn how to take these measurements, and not just take them to be able to transfer them on a fabric or on a pattern paper. Okay, so this is so clear, and this is it. So you can quickly trace the line at the allowance added measurement to cut out. Ensure that you don't cut out on the first line, that's the line inside, because if you cut it at that point, that means you are now doing away with the allowance added measurement. Okay, so ensure that you cut out at the allowance added measurement point. Okay, so that is it for this video. Now if you have any question, any place that you're confused about, please feel free to leave your comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Leave me your feedback on this videos and on this video, and tell me what other videos you would love to see. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, please kindly subscribe now. Leave me a thumbs up. I'll see you later. Bye.